American League where the New York Yankees would just as soon be back at home in the Bronx. Well, why? Because when they left on their current 9-game road trip, the Yankees were out ahead of the Eastern Pac and fairly comfortably. But they lost 5 of the first 7 of that road trip, including the one last night in Detroit, which put the Tigers up by half a game. The fans were there. Everybody was rooting for the Pistons except Billy Martin. He just wanted to win. They say he may be on his way out. That's what the New York papers say anyway. Top of the second, Randy Velarde crushes this Jack Morris fastball into the upper deck in left field. Velarde, 0-0. First homer in the majors, 2-0 Yankees. Top of the ninth, Yankees are up 6-1. Going strong, but Dave Righetti starts to kind of blow a tire. He walks in 2 runs. That makes it 6-3 Yankees. And the next pitcher on, Cecilio Guante, who last night gave up the winning home run to Tom Brookins in the 10th inning, does it again. The bases are juiced for Alan Trammell. He sticks a fastball right in his wheelhouse, and you can kiss that one goodbye. Off the facade, out in left field, grand slam home run. So the second night in a row, Lightning strikes the same place twice. Michigan and Trumbull in Detroit, Michigan. There you see it, the Tigers winning at 7-6. Cleveland, well, they started a mere 2.5 off the pace, facing a Boston team that was hitting a ton of late. 1-0 Sox in the first one. Dwight Evans is on third. Ellis Burks fights off an inside pitch from Rick Rodriguez, doubles into the right field corner. Corey Snyder can't get to it. Evans scores easily. Burks extends his hitting streak to 10 straight games. But the Indians battle back 4-3 in the second with the bases loaded. Joe Carter singles sharply off the wrist of Jeff, trying to rub it and looking for some butter to put on that thing. He had to leave the game. It hurt bad. Sellers is in all kinds of pain. But Boston did pull out to a 6-4 lead, and then in the fifth, Mike Greenwell, who has been on an absolute tear of late, a 2-run homer off Bud Black to right field to put it out of reach. Number 12 on the season for Greenwell, who's had an incredible last couple of weeks. He also extended his hitting streak to 13 games. 10-6. The final score. The Orioles beat the Jays 4-2, but you know the Jays have really had Baltimore's number. They had won, or have won. Who lit the fire into the California Angels? The Twins sure want to know. Darren White deep to right field off Fred Tolliver. Kirby Puckett leaps and lunges at it, but it won't. So it's funny business. No, not that funny, actually. White Sox trailing 1-0, bottom of the second, when Danny Pasqua crunches a Mark Gubas fastball very, very deep to left field, upper deck, 1-1 tie. Royals scrambled in the fourth. A couple of men on. Frank White jolts Jerry Royce. Curveball sends it to the deepest part of committal scores. So does Pat Tabler. Not out. I should say into the outfield. It wasn't a home run, obviously. Now watch George Brett, though. Unload off the reliever Rosenberg to make it 6-2 in favor of Kansas City. Kansas City hangs on to win. Mark Gubas winning his 5th consecutive decision. Kansas City snapping a 4-game slider. The Dodgers went after their 5th straight win tonight with Atlanta in town. Did they get it? Well, let's take a look. Scoreless into the second before Ozzie Virgil clouts a Tim Leary fastball. 395 feet out of the park, 1-0 in favor of the Braves. Padres staff. What about Houston? Well, they took on the Reds tonight at the Astrodome. Hard-hitting Chris Sabo. Boy, he just, ran Buddy Bell right out of Cincinnati. Doubles to left field, scores Barry Lonkin, 1-0 in favor of the Reds. But in the 7th, Buddy Bell, he likes that Astros uniform, and he's going to make these guys pay for it. Rips a shot to left field. It'll go over the wall for a ground rule double. Louis Meadows scores the tying run. It's all knotted up at 1 apiece. But in the 7th, Terry McGriff calls for the pitch out, but the double steal is on. Concepcion reels and fires home, but McGriff can't hang on. In New York, the Mets and the Pirates went at it, and boy, everybody was watching the Lakers tonight, I guess. Top of the second, Rafael Belliard rips a single to left field. Bobby Bonilla, watch him chug around third, but look at the gun throw from Kevin McReynolds to get Gary Carter for the out. I'm going to say it again. You've heard it before. How many times have you seen it? A guy makes a great play. A field comes to bat and comes up with a big shot. Kevin McReynolds with the bases loaded. Big grand slam, the second of his career. Doug Drabick gave up the big fly. That breaks the scoreless tie in a big way, 4-0. Bottom of the 8th, Ron Darling aiding his own cause. Rips one to the wall in right center field. Howard Johnson scores. Darling slides into third. Throw that DH rule out in the American League. The pitchers can hit too. Anyway, by the way, McReynolds tied his single-game high for runs driven in a game with 5. Darling's shutout was his 3rd of the season. The Mets lead the big leagues with 12 blanks as a staff and 13 complete ball games. Now, the Cubs put a 5-game win streak on the line tonight in Philadelphia. Bottom 1, tied up at 1. Mike Schmidt in against Jeff Pico. And Schmidt drills one to left field, or to right field, rather, a single, easily scoring Bon Hayes and moving Schmidt past Joe DiMaggio, 24th now on the all-time RBI list. Bottom of the 4th, Milt Thompson on 3rd, and Dave Palmer helps his own cause. He's a pitcher, base hit, down the left field line. Thompson scores easily. Palmer ends up at 2nd with a double. 3-1 Phils. Now, top of the 6th, Palmer gets a little bit of defensive support. Ryan Sandberg singles to left with a couple of guys on. Palmeiro tries to score from second base, but Phil Bradley comes up firing. Oh, nice peg as Lance Parrish comes back to get his man who had overrun the plate. Phillies go on to win.
Trying to make up some ground Tuesday night as they hosted Baltimore. No score in the second. Oswaldo Peraza facing Freddie McGriff. Freddie got the better of this one. Nobody showed up, though. They were all watching the Laker game in Toronto, 1-0. The Blue Jays. After a Cal Ripken RBI double tied the game, the Jays regained the lead in the 7th. 2 on. Tony Fernandez fly at the ball. Single to right. Barfield scores. Fernandez gets a double. Toronto led 2-1. But in the top of the 8th, Jose Nunez relieved Mike Flanagan. 2 on for Baltimore. Cal Ripken is the batter. And Ripken lives up to his name, ripping a fastball the opposite way. Barfield tracks it down, leaps, but can't get it. It's off the wall. 2-run score. Ripken ends up on third. The Orioles led it 3-2. Got an insurance run in the 9th of the season for the O's. Boston over Cleveland 10-6. Mike Greenwell extended his hitting streak to 13 games, had a homer and 3 singles. The Red Sox had 15 hits. They have had 59 hits in their last 3 games, and they've won 4 in a row. The Oakland A's lead in the American League West shrunk sharply last week, but a cold spell by KC and a cooling off by the Minnesota Twins has tightened things. And also, Oakland, of course, has started winning again, taking some of the pressure off. You see it. Dave Parker hit his 3rd homer in 3 games. Chris Bosio has 9 complete games now for the Milwaukee Brewers, but so what? He's lost 6 of them. In Minnesota, the California Angels, lethargic all season, took a 5-game winning streak against the world champs. 2-zip Cal in the 6th. Devon White back. Goes Kirby Puckett, can't make the circus catch. 2-run homer, 4-zip California. But the Twins come back in the bottom of the 7th. Dan Gladden loops one to center. This is AstroTurf, remember. You can't let it bounce over your head. Laudner scores. We're tied at 4. On to the 10th. 1 on, 2 out. Chili Davis takes Mark Portugal to Spain. 2-run homer. They've won 6 in a row, including 2 in a row against Minnesota. Chili Davis, the hero, on Tuesday night. And, of course, the Angels with their 6th straight win, looking the best they have all season.
He swears by this portion, so pal, for spending such a healthy dime to call, this pod is for you. And, in fact, we got a couple of them for you. From Pittsburgh, the Mets game, Kevin McReynolds at bat. Ball girl makes a terrific play and falls right on her wallet. That's why she's got that batting helmet on, for protection. From the Cubs-Phillies game. Watch Jeff Pico's pitch to Juan Samuel. Gets away, and his catcher, Damon Berryhill, runs the ball down. Pitcher David Palmer goes into third, and oh, he's so graceful. He just nipped that baby with his toe right down on his face. That's, I guess, why they have the DH rule, and that's our play of the day.
Play of the day brought to you by Budweiser.